Hello, my cookies. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Today, I got chocolate cake. Now, life is too short to skip out on cake. Or maybe it's short because I eat too much cake. This cake is delicious. It's just chocolate and chocolate. It is a little intensive, but that hands-off time is sweet. We got two parts here. We got the cake and we got the frosting. Both have a good amount of hands-off time. 325-degree oven. I have lower middle rack. Let's get started. First things first, let's gather our ingredients. All right, for the cake, you're gonna need a whole bunch of ingredients, but a lot of them are really pantry friendly. You got flour, you got your sugar, you got your baking soda, you got your salt. Got a cup of whole milk, vanilla extract, bittersweet chocolate. You don't want milk chocolate for this. Leave that to the frosting. Bittersweet chocolate, a high cacao, 60, 66, at most 70%. Got 4 eggs. You need about 2/3 cup of canola oil, and you're gonna need some Dutch processed cocoa here. Now, very hard to see, but it says right there, Dutch cocoa. It needs to be Dutched or else the cake's gonna be a little dry. Okay, you want your Dutch. Get it Dutched. It can be hard to find, especially when the print's that small. You're also gonna need a pot with about an inch of water, metal bowls. All right, let's get going. We're gonna start with our sugar. We're gonna do about 10.5 ounces. It's about 1.5 cups. 10.5 ounces granulated sugar. Now you're gonna need about 6 ounces of flour. So maybe 1.25 cups. This is AP flour. All right, up next is my baking soda. You're gonna want about half a teaspoon. Half teaspoon table salt. If you're using kosher, go up to about 3/4 of a teaspoon. All right, now we're gonna whisk all this together. Now we're on to the liquid component. Now we're gonna take our baker's chocolate. We're gonna chop it fine. Definitely do the whole bar here. If you get chips, a lot of times they put stuff in them to help them kind of stay together in cookies. You don't want that stuff. I'm using 8 ounces here of bittersweet chocolate. One cup whole milk and 3/4 of a cup or Dutch processed cocoa. All right, now we're gonna put this over our pot. So I have about 2 inches of water here, maybe 1.5 inches. And I'm gonna bring it up. I don't want the flame going up the side. I'm gonna bring it up to a simmer and I'm gonna drop the flame down because if it comes up the side, it might hit the bowl over here. I don't want that. So I want the steam to hit the bottom. It's gonna gently melt chocolate. We're gonna whisk it all. It's nice and smooth. We're gonna add some eggs, vegetable oil, and a little vanilla extract. All right, here we go. You're gonna smell that chocolate. It smells so good. And this is the base of our cake. It's gonna be super chocolatey. So I'm just gonna turn that. We're gonna use that again later. Gonna keep whisking it here. Make sure all the chocolate melted, but also this will help cool it down a little bit. So when I add the eggs, we don't have any overcooked eggs here. In cooking, if you want it cool, you cool it down. In baking, you wait. I don't wanna wait. All right. Up next, we're gonna add our oil. 2/3 a cup of vegetable oil. I'm using canola, whatever veg oil you want. I'm whisking this. Now, this might look a little seized up. That's fine. It's gonna happen. We are going to get it smooth. Don't you worry. Hang in there with me. All right, eggs. 4 eggs. And let's do 2 teaspoons vanilla extract here. There we go. I told you we get it back to being smooth, and we have. And I believe that's just the balance of the oil needing the egg yolks as emulsifiers. And so we have fully emulsified all that oil to help with those eggs to also give us structure in this cake. Let's add our flour sugar mixture. And we're just going to whisk until this is homogenized. All right, we're going to kind of look like brownie batter here. Ooh, yeah. It's really good, smooth, no lumps, perfect. Now we're gonna get it into our pan. I got a 13x9 baking pan, not dish, pan. Not ceramic, not glass, metal. Don't forget to spray. All right, make sure it's nice and even into the corners. I get my oven at 325, lower mid rack. I'm gonna bake this for about 30 minutes, rotating halfway through. While it's baking, I'm gonna make the frosting. Now for the frosting. First things first, let's gather our ingredients. It's super duper simple. Pound of butter, pound of chocolate, and some heavy cream. All right, got some Dove milk chocolate. You're gonna need a pound. All right, pound of chocolate. I'm gonna cut this up, and I'm going to do about 2/3 a cup of heavy cream. Don't worry about chopping this chocolate fine. Again, we're gonna melt it, so just do the best you can, chop it up. Pound of chocolate, 2/3 cup heavy cream. Our butter's gonna come. Make sure your butter's out and softened. All right, water's hot. We're gonna start melting our chocolate, heating up our cream. whisking it together. All right, now let's add our butter. We're not gonna over whisk this once the butter goes in. We want the butter to melt, but we don't agitate it too much. Once the butter is kind of melted, we're gonna get in the fridge. Once it's fully cooled, we're gonna whisk it up, and that'll fluff it up and make it into a nice frosting. Look at how glossy that is. That's nice. Make sure we get all the little pieces of butter demolished. We're gonna let this cool in the refrigerator minimum 30 minutes. So it's been 30 minutes. Let's check our cake. If you have a toothpick, you can insert it in the center. I don't. I'm gonna use a metal spiky, forky salad thingy. It's the technical term. 3 for 3 here. Look at that. Clean. 30 minutes. We're done. We're gonna let this cool for at least 30 minutes. You can let it cool in the pan. The frosting is cooling as well. All right, our frosting has chilled in our fridge. A little over 30 minutes. We're gonna whisk it up. It's gonna lighten in color. It's gonna get nice and fluffy. Go. Perfect. All right, now this has cooled a bit. Now the best part about this cake is you can serve it right out of here. God, it smells so good. I wish you all could just smell it. There's nothing fancy here. This is no Michelin star. This is just darn good eating, tasty, fatty. There's a pound of chocolate, pound of butter, 2/3 a cup of heavy cream that made up this frosting. The frosting to the corners here. Yeah, look at that. Perfect cake, perfect layer of frosting. Those just look so good. Chocolate cake, chocolate frosting. Oh, my personal trainer is gonna murder me. He was not watching. This is so good. Served with milk. I've made a lot of fancy things in my life, in my line of work. This is just good. This is downright good. It's a really rich chocolate cake. Got some bittersweet chocolate, some Dutch processed cocoa. Really build that chocolatey flavor. Add a little bit of vanilla and that actually brings it out. I got this milk chocolate frosting. It is so easy. It is hands off. You don't need a mixer. And it is just chocolate, 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 chocolate. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's so good. It's just those layers of chocolate. It is just, look at this. Nice moist cake. And then this is light and fluffy. I gotta go give this to my wife before she's looking in through the window. Like she's gonna attack me. I gotta stop. What more do you want in life? Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you next time.